Dasher, bye, bye, bye. But we should say hello to Darren Clarke.
Well, that was a lovely hello.
I know you would appreciate that. Let's do this first, actually, because I didn't want to let that link go, but we have to introduce the teaser.
The teaser coming. The Tenerife Entertainment Awards, the entertainment event of the year.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
The spooky tease intro, does it freak you out a little bit?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, dead spooky that,
Dead
isn't it?
spooky, man.
I feel like I'm going to start talking Geordie because I had Zoe Lee yesterday. I've just been chatting to Karen and now you're here.
Proper bit Geordie time.
Do you know what? I worked in a hotel once and we used to give out certificates when like people won games and stuff. And a family, wrote me a certificate for having the best Geordie accent.
It's not left you. It's still good.
I did not, man. Thanks very much. Right, let's crack on. Welcome home.
Thank
you. It's
you.
not really
yes.
home, is it? I'm saying this because you used to be an Oasis FM DJ, but
I did.
back at the old studio.
And in here as well at first. When
Okay.
we first made I remember doing the move here.
Right.
And we packed everything up and got everything set up. And we were here for a little bit. And I loved it.
Do you miss it?
I do a lot. But I can't drive.
I know. It's a pain, isn't it?
So, I mean, I remember I used to get the two buses, one from Los Menoras to Los Cristianos and then Cristianos to here.
Yeah.
And it used to take about 2 hours.
And then,
And
to do that
2
back
hours
again.
back as well, yeah. But I loved it.
Do you remember Gordon Slady? Because he was in this studio before with a different station. He said this studio was haunted.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm going to message him.
We might have heard maybe the doors rattling or something like that, or some footsteps maybe in the corridor or something like that.
Don't. So I'm in here on my own most mornings.
And I think I remember doing,
right
was it a Christmas Eve show or something like that? And I had a few guests and I was locking up and I've got, obviously there's other creepy stories I've got, but what Gordon said has kind of just jogged my memory a little bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give him a message. Do you know what? When this goes out there, I'm going to tag Gordon Slade in this. Let us know the ghost story. I remember being in it. I think it was like a New Year's Eve. And it was getting late. It wasn't like midnight or anything. It was about like 9 o'clock or something. But everything went off. Like electrical failure everywhere, and I was trying to ring. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, I'm not an electrician, so I was trying to ring people. No one's answering. It's New Year's Eve. Everyone's out having a party, but there was nothing spooky about it. I just thought the fuse had blown.
You were spooked, though. I
was spooked. Anyway, enough of this. You are here because you have been nominated for a Tenerife Entertainment Award.
Yeah. There's nobody more surprised than I am.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why? Obviously, just for those that don't know, in the best compare category.
Yeah, I've no idea. Kind of like, I love the Tenerife Entertainment Awards for what it is in the celebration, and I love the people that get nominated, and it's great. And I've been nominated a couple of times in previous acts. Upro got nominated twice a few years ago now, but you just go there for the enjoyment, and you don't. I'm not one for pushing myself publicly. I'm not one for all over social media. In other ways maybe, but when I got the nomination to, like I said, I was completely I was shocked.
Where were you? Were you tuned in just listening to see who was nominated, or was it your phone started buzzing?
I'll be honest, every year I'll sit and I'll listen.
Yeah.
This year I was asleep and I got a message of Karen Kennedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, what's happened? Not that I was just waking up at that time. I had been awake and then went back to sleep again later on. And she said, congratulations, you've been nominated. I was like, for what? And then it hit me. I was like, oh, okay. So it's complete and utter surprise.
Oh, well, how do you feel about being nominated?
Really flattered, to be honest. Really flattered.
Because it's the residents of Tenerife that have done it as well.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice because I don't, like I said, I don't look at what I do as a job. I never have done. And to do what I do, I was just saying to Chris outside there, it's like you go for a couple of drinks with your friends, and you sing a few songs, you introduce the cabarets, and you do a bit of karaoke. But those people that do the karaoke become your pals, kind of thing. You have a laugh with them, and before you know it, it's time to go. It's 2:00 in the morning. It's time to go home, and you've had a great evening. And I don't look at that as work at all.
I just feel that that's what they say, isn't it? Do a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So maybe perhaps nailed life.
Maybe, I don't know.
Secret to success.
I think that I'm content, and the job I do, I just love it. Even if it was when I was on the circuit, I loved it then. I loved the busyness of it. And as a cover compere, I love because I was doing different bars. I just think the things have happened at the right time for me. Different things in Tenerife. When I was a radio DJ, I loved that as well. It came at the right time, and I loved it.
I remember one of my first shows on the radio was covering for you. I think it was a Saturday or a Sunday, 3 till 6.
Yeah.
And I'd not really told anyone I was doing it because I'd spent the summer coming in. Like I used to sit and watch you, watch JV Drew, watch Roscoe, just watch how it all worked, how it all happened. And then they were like, oh, Darren Clarke needs covering. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And then you put out on Facebook, oh, tune in to Jenny T. She's an actor. And I was like, oh my God. There's actually going to be people knowing it, like what I'm doing, and like really freaks me out. But yeah, you kind of like put me out there.
Yeah, which I don't do for myself.
No,
to be fair,
did it for me though. Let's talk about your act. Well, let's talk about you comparing first of all. What can people expect from a night of Darren Clarke, the compare?
That's a tough one because it's different. But I suppose, yeah, as I said before, a drink in the pub with a couple of mates, a good laugh.
Just like going out with your pal.
It's exactly what it is. I think that with complete strangers that I've met by the end of the night, they're giving us hugs. They're like, "Oh, it was great. I really enjoyed it." And that's what it feels like. It feels like I've got loads of mates, and they all just pile around mine, and we have a few bevies, and we sing a few songs, tell a few stories.
Yeah.
Because I don't have jokes. I just kind of like say things, and I just talk to people, and that's.
Have a chat about it.
Yeah.
I suppose like maybe influence from your radio career. Like I always see things, I take a screenshot and I'm like, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So yeah, maybe rather than that, it's more.
I think so. Yeah, I think people love storytellers, and being a radio DJ, you have to be a bit of a storyteller. And I think a compare is not a progression from it, but like a side swipe almost. And I'm able to tell my stories. I maybe use a little bit more cursive language
than you were allowed to on there. Let me find out about you in regards. Obviously, I know you quite well, but you've got a similar story to Carrot, who we were just chatting to. For example, you're both from the Northeast. You both were in Tenerife and you left Tenerife. Tell us about your Tenerife journey. How did you end up here the first time? Why did you leave and how did you come back?
I've only lived here for 10 years. People think I've lived here a lot longer.
Yeah.
I've only lived here for 10 years. To January the 5th. Something like that, 2014 is when I moved over.
Okay.
I've holidayed a lot here beforehand, and obviously I knew a lot of other singers, especially my really close friend Paul Monroe, who is still here, and he's at Leonardo's as a compere, and I stopped with him quite a few times. And when I moved to Tenerife because of a breakdown in my marriage, and I lost my job and kind of not long after. And that's when Uproar started, and we started on the cabaret bars then. And I've stayed here.
You've been doing that back at home, back in the UK?
I met Paul when I was 17.
Wow, okay.
And I'm 52 now, so I've known him a few years. He was looking for a keyboard player and a backing singer for his band. Yeah. And that's my original instrument. I'm a piano player, and a friend of a friend says, "Oh, this lad will be quite good." And I went over to his house and got past the audition and was straight in the band. And it's went from there, I think, in the working men's clubs of the Northeast, graduating from being in bands and then being a duo and a solo act and learning your craft, so to speak.
Learning it as you go.
Yeah.
Literally thrown into the job.
Yeah.
So you came out here 2014, and then how long were you here for?
I've been here permanently, apart from when
because I remember coming to your leaving day.
Yeah, I fell for somebody, thought it was going to be great, went back to Sheffield.
Right. Oh,
and I was there for 2 weeks.
So is that it? That what you went back for?
That was it. Yeah. And
I
people
came for your
still
leaving
remain-
party
I
for
know.
2 weeks back
I
at
know.
home. You just had a glorified holiday, didn't you?
Absolutely. People still rib me for it to this day.
Oh, bless your heart. But you're back now, and how's it going out there? Do you still love it as much as you did when you came out here in 2014?
Yeah, I do.
Do you
If not more.
really?
Yeah, more. Like I say, it's time. I was right for being a solo with the duo in 2014 and solo on the cabaret circuit in 2014. And it was the right time for me to be a cover compare, and it's been the right time. I've just hit the right times to make me happy. The right opportunities came up.
Like you say, you have kind of done it all.
Yeah.
Are you happy as you are now comparing? Do you feel like you might try and go back on the circuit as a male solo singer, maybe as part of a duo or in a band or anything?
I don't think so.
You've done
No,
that part
I
of
don't
your
think
life.
so. At this present moment in time, I'm extremely happy being at the Highland Party. Yeah, I really am. The staff, the owners and the staff are brilliant. But it's like I say, it's the relationship you create being in a venue, not being anywhere else,
Yeah.
that you create with the holidaymakers. And that is, I get that more than anything at the Highland Party.
Do you find
Not
a
bad.
big percentage of the people that are in the bar each night are returners that have come
Yes.
back to see you?
Massive.
And the bar staff and the whole family that is
But
the
that's
Highland
it. Yeah,
Party.
they've done that for years. I mean, the previous compare, Craig Kevin, they were the same. They came back so many times to see him. But I think it's more familiarity. They go to the Highland Party because they used to going into the Highland Party. I remember we'll go to Tenerife and we'll go into the Highland Party. That's like the highlight for them, you know.
Definitely. Let's talk about the compare category for a second, because that we're back up to 6. There was a couple of years when it went down to just 4 in the category, but it's such a massive, it's such a massive occupation out there for Tenerife. There's so many compares that we've upped it again to 6. So you are up against Andy P, previous winner, Ash Jolly, nightmare. Doris, obviously a previous winner numerous times, Mark Skelton and Paul Blacker. How's you feeling about the category itself?
Every one of them that you've mentioned, Ash Jolly, great example. He's just the most amazing storyteller. And it's completely off the wall sometimes, but he's the most amazing storyteller. He'll come up with this original story and you'll go, wow.
Yeah, but are any of them true?
That doesn't matter.
I suppose it doesn't. If you're there, it's the entertainment value, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got, I'll tell you what I love about all of them. So that was Ash Jolly. Andy P, it's the same as what I look for in a compare, as when you walk into a venue, you feel part of that venue.
Yeah.
You feel like you belong there, so you go in there.
You go around to see your family for Sunday dinner, yeah.
Paul Blacker, we've just talked about Paul. Outside with Chris, he's got, for me, the most amazing voice.
Really?
Best for me.
I actually
best voice I've ever
know
heard.
him. Like, there's a few people on here that I actually haven't met or know, so.
Best voice I've ever heard. I would tell this tale. There was one night I had not been on the island long, and me and Paul had been working, I think it was St. Eugene's, doing a cover show, and we were going to get some chips. As you do,
what else would
pie
you
and
do?
chips, something like that. And we were standing outside the rum pot, and I went, "Who's that?" And I just put my head to one side, and it was Paul Blacker singing. He was singing "Sweet Child of Mine," and I was like, "Wow, that's awesome!" And then the next song he did was Ness and Doma.
What?
Yeah, that man's voice is just brilliant. Doris, she has got, once again, that knack of when you meet her, you instantly think, "Oh."
Yeah, again, it's going to see your friend, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You could have never been into Princess Di's or any of the bars that they are currently using. And you walk in and you instantly feel at home, yeah.
And Mark Skelton, I think one of the funniest persons I've ever met.
I noticed he came in for his interview yesterday with Steve, and they're like the sort of little thumbnail is him just laughing his head off. I've not actually watched the interview yet. I want to know what
He's a great singer as well, and he tells stories really well. But his natural jokes are just so quick. So I suppose I look at that category, and I've probably taken something from everybody.
Yeah.
But, there's old compares as well that I've used to watch where I kind of take various. Real Wild was a compare that I took a couple of little things from. Mike Carlton, I've taken a couple of little things from. And I can go further back. And I think it's just things that I admire from everybody. And I think this category is an extremely difficult category to predict for anybody.
Yeah, because, you're all so talented. And like you say, you've all got kind of. Now, so the voting's open to not only the residents but the holiday makers as well. You've all got your serious like hardcore fans of it as well. So it's just gonna have to watch this space and see what happens. What would it mean if you won on the day? What would it mean to you?
The job that I do at the moment is the cake. The nomination is the icing on the cake, and the winning it would be the cherry on the icing on the cake. It would just be amazing. The fact that I'm being nominated is an honour for me.
Yeah.
An honour. I've won awards back in the UK and they've been fantastic, but here it's the now. That was a distant memory. This is the now. And like I say, I'm now 52 and it's like to be nominated still. I think I'm the oldest in this kind of category. I don't know. Paul might be slightly younger than me, Paul Blacker, but I think I'm the oldest.
You're the daddy.
I'm the daddy, but still, I feel absolutely honoured. So to win it would just be wow. For me.
The cherry, like you say. I wanted to ask this because I asked Karen earlier, and I had Zoe Lee in yesterday. There's so many of you from the northeast on this island, and there's so much talent that seems to come from your neck of the woods, should I say. Why do you think that is?
The working men's clubs.
Do you think, me and Chris Elkington were having a chat about this, and we were saying maybe that's why you were inspired from a young age? Because where I'm from, you go out for Sunday dinner, you just go to like your local pub or your Toby Carver. It's not a singer in the corner, but Chris was saying, up there, everywhere you go, there's someone singing, and like you can't get away from it.
I hit the last golden age of the working men's clubs in the northeast, and it was the late 80s, very early 90s when I started, and if you had anything to do with music, you would hear stories, or your dad would go to a working men's club, a social club, your mum and dad would go on a Saturday and a Sunday night to see the turn.
Would they take you and you'd be like falling asleep on two chairs pushed together?
No, they didn't allow kids. It was only when I was like, say, 15, 16, get Darren, and he looked, because I became very interested in music at quite an early age.
Yeah.
I was like, right, get Darren, big Darren, and let him watch it. And I used to sit and watch the bands that were in the club, and I used to be transfixed by them. And I think that's got a lot to do with it. The heritage is there from the working men's clubs. If you go back to the 60s and the 70s.
Part of your culture.
It is, definitely. And it's dying out now, but I think everything has a beginning and ends. And I do believe that it'll be a resurgence and it'll happen somewhere else. And I do think it'll continue, but in another form, so to speak. But I'm glad I hit the last, and I'm very lucky I hit the last golden age, because the amount of experience that I've got from entertainers in the northeast before I even moved away, knew what was outside of the northeast. It's been absolutely massive.
You said earlier that your weapon of choice is the piano. How old were you when you learned to play the piano?
It was when I was at school.
Right. Is that what, just being in music lessons and stuff?
I remember when they were doing music in my middle school, so that must have been when I was about 7 or 8.
Right.
And the teacher was Uncle Mrs. Laws, quite an old lady, and I used to love the way she could just make something out of it. She'd go, right, we'll do this, and she'll talk, boom, boom, clink, clink, and it was like, wow, it sounds great. And I was fascinated how she could make beautiful sound from just a big, massive lump of wood with these key things that you press. And it's been ever since then. I wanted to know more about it and wanted to learn, and I developed a really deep love for anything to do with the piano.
I spoke once to a duo in Lanzarote, and he played the keyboard, and he said the reason he chose that as his instrument is because like you can play any instrument with that, because you can change the sounds, like you can literally do it all with a keyboard. Do you get to wang your keyboard out ever?
We have a electric piano in the house, in the sitting room, that I really should play more than I do, which I used to, but for some reason there's been, I'll do it later. I really should get more back to it, because when I do, I lose track of time. I lose. But the thing is with me, there's two different types of piano players. There's a piano player that can read music. I'm the other one. I can't read a note.
You can just hear it.
I hear it
and play it.
I hear it. I can hear a song on the radio and play it straight back.
No, that's such a talent.
But I can't read a note.
That's crazy.
I look at a sheet music and just laugh.
Yeah.
But if you played
it
to us, I
could
could
read music. I can't anymore. Do you ever write your own music? You're more of a.
I'll think of things and I'll go, no, it's rubbish.
But you just like to play, just lose yourself.
I have great respect for the likes of Liam Cormack and Lucas Alexander, people like Simon Robert that write their own music, and I was like, I'd love to be able to do that, but I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy that just likes to play. And
just likes to sing and make music and have a good
I've
time.
ended up making a living out of it. And so I'm like, did anybody notice that?
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
We're still doing it. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you today. I have one more question I'm asking all the nominees that I'm interviewing, because this is theme for the Tenerife Entertainment Awards is a spooky, scary theme. I want to know, and I don't know why that nearly everybody that's come in so far has gone yes. What's the spookiest, scariest thing happened to you?
There's a few stories that I've been told of people, and only one I've been indirectly associated with. I love anything to do with ghosts. I love
the paranormal.
I love that. I watch them on all the reality stuff on the TV. Me and my wife Linda will sit and we'll watch series out there. We just love them when they come out and we'll talk and go, oh no, that's right. And then, oh God, did you see what happened there? And
does it not freak you out a little bit?
No, it doesn't. And the story that I have is, this is true, and I was with my ex-partner in a working men's club.
Okay. Ooh.
We had got the club very early because we had been, I think we'd been somewhere quite next to the club. And it was a Saturday tea time. There was a fish and chip shop next to the club. And my partner says, oh, do you want some fish and chips? I was like, yeah, we'll take them upstairs with us. And we were allowed to go upstairs and sit in the concert room. We were the only 2 people in the concert room. So we opened the doors and went in. We got the keys off the steward guy. Anyway, they have a fire exit. The fire exit of this club, Stormont Main Club, before anybody is wondering what club it is, it has an inside big, huge fire escape where you get the equipment up. Yeah, where you park your van at the back of the stairs.
Right, yeah.
And the stairs are metal.
I'm thinking like Friends building, like New York, kind of like
yes,
that.
But that's exactly, but the stairs are metal.
Right.
All metal. And they're huge. They're about, I remember it was about 6 foot wide, 7 foot wide. And so we got our fish and chips, opened everything up and went, I won't have a fish here. They've messed my chips. So anyway, so I'll go and get my chips. So I went and got my chips. And then come back up. And my partner says, oh, he was a lovely old man, wasn't he? Oh, who? She went, he's just went down the stairs, down them stairs. You've just come up. Nobody did. I said, well, what happened? Like, she went, well, you had been downstairs for a couple of seconds and this old bloke came in with a long trench style kind of coat and a flat cap, typical Northeast working men look. Asked her who was on tonight, what band was on, and my partner told him. The guy went, all right, okay. And then he says he was going down the stairs and I heard him as you were coming up because I could hear the metal stairs clinking as you came up. So you passed him on the stairs. I went, I haven't passed anybody. I was the only one there.
Oh my day! Was it rumored that place was haunted? Did you ever find out who it might have been?
I only found out afterwards that it's happened to other entertainers.
The same man, or
the
just
same man? The guy with the cloth cap and the long brown, like an old trench coat kind of thing.
I love things like that. It's so fascinating to me. Well, thank you for that. I don't know why I keep asking people because it's really freaking me out a little bit. Like I'm struggling to get to sleep of a night time. Darren, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming in and having a chat. Good luck on the day. Obviously, if you've not voted yet, you want to make your vote count, you need to visit the teawards.com website, go onto the voting page, and all the details are there, everything that you need to know. And of course, make sure you've got your tickets. Have you got yours sorted, Darren?
Absolutely. I was the first one.
Why, man? Yeah, make sure you get yours. You can get yours by popping down to the studios. We're in Nashua Furious, Monday to Friday, 11 to 5. You can get yours. And remember to bring cash. You need the Wonga because we don't do cards.